I want to welcome everybody back to the Dime Trap, where we back dimes. And today I want to talk about cutting down the numbers in your group. A lot of y'all are out here trying to holler at women and y'all 30 deep. You got 6 shooters with you. You got it's just too many of y'all. Like, if you got more than 2 people with you and you're trying to approach one girl, y'all are gonna scare the girls away. And I learned this when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Because I used to be the type that would go to the club and be 30, 40, 50 deep in the club. And my older brother told me, he was like, why y'all gotta be so deep whenever y'all go out? And then y'all going home with no girls. And the reason why y'all going home with no girls is because y'all scaring the girls off. Like, a girl ain't trying to go back home with somebody and not feel safe. And y'all are making these women feel unsafe when y'all invite them over. Even y'all dudes who got 5, 6 roommates. Like, you call a girl over there, like, that girl gonna be scared. I remember I had this girl, I was talking to this girl and she came over to my apartment for the first time. And something happened where she had to look for something in her purse. And she pulled a pistol out her purse. And I was like, what you got your pistol for? And she was like, I wasn't finna come over here with all these dudes and I had my gun. I don't know y'all like that. And that's real. Like, a lot of y'all don't have, y'all not able to pull these women, because as soon as a woman says, do you live alone? You like, nah, I stay with roommates. And they be like, how many roommates you got? And they like, you like, there's 6 of y'all. She not finna come through to somebody's house and there's 6 niggas over there. Not no respectable woman. Because she don't know what y'all got planned. For all she know, y'all finna bring her over there so y'all can do the R word to her. Like, nah. Cut down the numbers. And if you do have more than 2 people in a group, you need to only approach groups of women that have more than 2 people. And you're gonna have to have some wingmen in your group who are willing to take the loss. Who's willing to mess with the unattractive girl. Because that's another thing that I've noticed, or I've learned out the years, that when you do approach these groups of women, it's never gonna be a group of women that's all dimes. And 9 times out of 10, the big girl, the most unattractive girl, she gonna be the hater. Because she's already looking at it as, oh, these dudes is into them, they're not into me. So you gotta make sure that if you're in these groups, that you at least have a wingman who's gonna entertain that ugly girl. Who's gonna entertain that fat girl that nobody else wants to talk to. And that's not a shot at fat girls, but let's be honest. Like, so most dudes aren't attracted to big girls. And if there is a dude in the group that's attracted to big girls, you need to not be embarrassed by that. Because a lot of dudes be out here messing with big girls on the low, but acting like they don't. They got a whole roster of big girls that they not showing off to their homeboys. They keeping it a secret. They keeping it quiet on that. So if somebody's in your group, they're going to have to confess to it for the whole team, so that the whole team can win in the situation. But I'm telling you, it's best to be out here dolo than in a large group. And I learned that one night. One night I wanted to go out, and nobody else wanted to go out. Nobody else had money to go out, whatever. So I went out by myself. And when I tell you, that night I had more women approach me than ever before. And I really ended up having the most fun that night than I ever had during my clubbing years. And it was because being by myself didn't put fear into these women. The women didn't feel like I was only trying to talk to them in order to impress my homeboys, in order to show my homeboys, ooh, watch, I can get this girl if I want. Because as soon as a woman sees you approach her and she see your homeboys in the distance watching, guess what she gonna do? She gonna be like, no. She's gonna turn you down. Because she's gonna look at it as, you're just out here trying to play this game, and I'm not about to be a part of your game that you playing with your immature homeboys. So ride dolo. Do this thing dolo. Like, you see a girl, pull up on her by yourself, because I'm telling you, she's going to respect it way more. And she's going to see your confidence on display. And that you didn't need a bunch of dudes to hype you up to go talk to her. So with all that being said, this is a short video. I just wanted to talk about, just going out here by yourself. And the outcome, I guarantee, will be a lot better than you going out with 4 or 5 of your homeboys trying to pull girls. Because girls don't like that. And even when you by yourself and you do walk up on a girl that's with a group of people, the group of girls that are with her is going to respect you more. And that's going to make them be on your team and help you move on to the next level with that girl. Because they going to be intrigued by your confidence. Like, ooh, he came over here by himself, up to all of us not knowing how we was going to react. Because I'm telling you, these girls go out in groups. And I hear it all the time. They go out with these groups looking with the intentions of turning dudes down all night. They have no intentions at all of going out and meeting dudes and going home with dudes. Their whole game is, how many dudes can we turn down tonight? And then when they leave the club or they leave the mall, they get in their car and they talk shit about y'all. They talk about how many dudes, ooh, that dude, he thought he had you, but he ain't have a chance. Ooh, that dude this, that dude was corny. That dude was this, that, and the other. Like, I'm telling you, they're having these conversations when they get in the car about y'all. Why he come up to us with all his homeboys? You see his other homeboy, he was all dirty. He hang around a bunch of dirty niggas. You feel me? And if the dudes ain't dirty and all y'all walking around overly clean, they out here talking about how gay y'all look. So approach these girls by yourself and stop approaching these girls with your homeboys with you. I'm telling you, you can't help but win that way. And yeah, every girl ain't gonna say yes. Some girls are still gonna say no. And that's another thing. Y'all gotta look at the laws of like the averages. Like, just because 20 girls say no don't mean the 21st girl gonna say no. The 21st girl gonna say yeah. And it's like that with anything that you're selling. And you gotta remember that you're selling yourself. I remember back in the day, I used to go out and I used to be in the music industry. So I used to go out and I used to sell CDs at the gas station. And I was told, remember, for every 1,000 people that say no, somebody gonna say yeah. So don't give up. Keep trying. Keep going. Because eventually you're going to get that yeah. And it's the same way with these women. You may get 1,000 no's. You might get turned down 1,000 times. But don't let that get to your ego. Don't let that discourage you from talking to the next woman. Because the next woman might be your wife. And all those ones that said no might have been toys. Might have just been women that just wasn't meant for you to be with. You feel me? There's no need in cussing these women out or any of that. when they say no. That one just wasn't for you. But it's somebody else out here that is. So keep pushing until you get what it is that you want. You feel me? So with all that being said, keep going. Cut down your numbers. Stop going out here 30 deep trying to holler at women. Break it down to either dolo or no more than 3 in your circle. And I guarantee the amount of women that you start to attract, the amount of women who are willing to go home with you at the end of the day, the amount of women who are willing to give up their phone number will increase. Because now you no longer have a gang with you scaring them off. And with that being said, peace.